Welcome to yet another edition of Nights with Ricky. I'm your host, Ricky Reeves, and tonight I want to talk about if you can marry or date someone that has or is doing pornography. I'm going to get right into it. So, for instance, on my end, could I date or marry a porn star? It's a slippery slope, and I'm gonna tell you why. One thing that the porn star has on the everyday average man or woman that doesn't is that the porn star is filmed. It's documented. It's gonna always be there. And not only can you access it, but the entire world, if that comes across their mind, whatever type of category or movie you filmed, they can look it up and find your ass getting throttled, or you're doing the throttling, or whatever. They can find it, plain and simple. But if you're dating someone that is a complete stranger, and they're not documented on tape or anything, they could probably not only do just as much as they did on the films, but probably more. And that's even scary because you don't really know what they've been doing. They can tell you, yes, I've had this amount of partners, this, that, and the third, but you really do not know the sexual history. You really do not know the experiences that they were doing. And you can still say that also about the pornographic actors and actresses as well. But leaning more towards that, they're doing it on film. That's the only difference in this. There's really no difference in it because you're doing the same actions. One's being recorded and one's not. And ultimately, all of it is being recorded by them cameras upstairs in the heavens. You know, that stuff don't ever go away. It's just when you're on Earth, you can get away with it if you ain't being filmed, if you know what I'm talking about, catching my drift on that. And, you know, thinking about it over and over, if you could actually date them. And then I had asked several women this that I know, some women that I don't know. I was very surprised at the answer. So I asked them if they could date a man that either has done porn in the past or is currently doing porn. And some of the answers I was shocked at. Some of them said, why not? I mean, they would date them. And then I was thinking about some of this. One answer, she said that just because you do porn doesn't make you a bad person. And I thought about that, and I said that is true. Just because you do porn doesn't mean that you're a bad person. That is true. I mean, you're just having sex on film, and it's considered bad to do that, but you're not necessarily a bad person. So I totally understood that coming from that aspect. But also I asked this one, could you take your husband to a church or anywhere else, and if they asked what he did for a living, would you be able to say he fucks hoes on film, he's a porn star? Would you be able to say that? She couldn't give me an answer right off the top, like she was hesitant. and see, that's like the slippery slope thing, because you can have a porn star type of wife or husband in the bedroom and no one ever has to know about it. And that's probably the better way it should be. But if you do choose that route to actually go and date this porn star because you like this porn star and everything, then you have to deal with everything that comes with it. And then so I even asked this question. I said, so would you consider it cheating if the porn star is having sex with all these women on film? One of them said no, that's his job. That's what he does for a living. But I said, what about the broke man that just the average everyday man that's just walking around here just knocking holes left and right across the state, wherever he lives, countries, wherever? What about him? It's just he ain't being filmed, but he's doing the same thing. Why won't you accept his behavior, but you'll accept this man as work because he's bringing home some money for fucking some bitches that you have no idea about. Oh, well, they're being tested all the time, and they test them and do this. You really can't be this naive. Sometimes, every once in a while, something slips in the cracks. Every time you stick your dick in something, it's going to be a risk every time. You know, there's really no clear-cut answer to this, in my opinion. It really isn't. Because I do hear both sides of the fence on this. I really do. But could I ultimately do it? I probably could not date or marry a porn star. Even if they used to do it. I probably just couldn't do it. Just because it's documented. Just because they're documented. Plain and simple. But that's just me in that aspect. But I do understand if you do choose to do that, I totally understand why you would do that. Well, that's all I got for this little bit of video here. Definitely comment in. I want to see some comments on this one. I really do. Get some feedback from it, you know, hear from everybody else what they think about it. Because that's what I personally believe. So, well, thank you everybody for coming to another episode of Nights with Ricky. It's been good making these videos. And until next time, peace.